2024 and PHP is on a roll. Today, we're going to be looking at another RFC for another brand new feature proposed for PHP 8.4. Who said PHP was dead? So today's RFC is for BC Math, and that stands for, I believe, Binary Calculator Mathematics. And the RFC is basically to add an object-based variant. So the library that we currently have is a procedural or functional library. So the proposal is to add an object-oriented version of it. So proposal, this RFC proposes support for object types in BC Math. Please take a look at the usage in the first example. So we've got a number object in the BC Math namespace, and it kind of works as you might expect it to. You can declare a number, an object number, another one, and then you can perform various actions on these objects. You can also use them as primitives as well. So you can either use them as primitives like this, or you can, let's see a bit further down, use various methods as well to do to the same effect, which is pretty nice, to be honest with you. So one of the, I think the idea is that the key benefits for using the BC Math library, the library is for like complicated financial calculations. So where floating dot arithmetic fails, this comes in. It's more precise, more accurate. I'm not going to pretend I'm a math genius or know really much about the inner workings of that, but it's going to be more accurate when you do, more financial calculations. You're going to get better rounding than floating dot. So we have a little look at the stub for the number class. It's a final. It's immutable, so can't be changed. So there's no point it being inheritable. So it's final read only, and it is also stringable. So this is the stub. So we've got various methods for it. We've got add, all the kind of arithmetic methods that you would expect: add, subtract, multiply, divide, mod, power mod, floor, round. But then we've also got comparison operators like equals or greater than equals to, less than equal to, and also format, and then obviously toString as well, or an implementation of toString. Sits within the BC Math namespace. As I said earlier, it's immutable. There is a concept called value object, which is often seen in domain-driven design. The number is exactly what it should be. It should be treated as a value object. That is that the object must be immutable. No matter what we do, the original object remains unchanged, even if we create a new object. Because it's immutable, the property should also be read-only. So there's no real differentiation between doing a read-only property or a read-only class. So they've gone for final read-only class. It's also stringable. So in addition to referencing the property value, to obtain the actual number, you can obtain it by casting the object to a string, which is pretty nice. The constructor signature is this. So you can either pass it a string value or you can pass it an integer. Since there's no need to consider errors for integers in the range that can be represented by ints, it's reasonable to accept the int in the constructor as well. Scale of the value is always implicitly calculated from the given number. So here's another code example. So 2 scales to that, blah, 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 blah. Properties. So this class has 2 properties, has value and scale. In addition to calculations, it supports numbers also support calculations using methods. So corresponds to all the BC functions from the original procedural library. Major differences from the BC functions. There are 2 major differences. If you do not specify the scale, the function variant uses the global settings. BC Math number does not use global values and automatically calculates the scale. If the calculation does not fit within the scale, the functional variant always truncates it. The BC Math number rounds it according to the specified rounding mode that you pass. Calculates one extra digit, then rounds to the value. Here's an example of such. And then with the number object, it works like this. Pretty straightforward. If num2 is not a number, the following behavior happens. So you can obviously add, or if it's not of the object or of the class number, then it would be equivalent to instantiating a new object of 4 or of the integer or string that's passed in. Same goes to this as well. So either int or string will be a new number will be instantiated. When calculating, the value is always implicitly converted to the BC num structure that number has internally. The comparison methods, we got compare, equals, as we briefly went over earlier, greater than equals, less than equals. Format, so it's behaved similarly to the number format, however the arguments are slightly different. We've got a bit more flexibility, which is nice. We've also got operator overload. These operators will be supported. So the calculations are as followed. Increment and decrement, it behaves similarly to GMP objects. So, as you would expect, it will change and it will create a new object. Exceptions, there's several times that an exception will be thrown, such as division by 0. This is the same as the existing functionality, and then goes on to talk about a few more detailed examples. I'll leave a link to the RFC below. Another new kind of step in the right direction, kind of proving that PHP we're moving in the right direction, right? I mean, object-oriented PHP is the accepted norm now. We're not talking about 5.5, 5.6, where we're living in those procedural days. And I think these sorts of RFCs really just solidify the direction of modern PHP, and the support it's getting from obviously the contributors and the community is just unmatched. And I think, I've got a tech prediction that, give it 5 years, we're going to end up full circle, and people are going to be back on PHP, especially as it continues to move forward. Let me know about this. Let me know what you think about this RFC in the comments. Subscribe if you enjoy these type of videos and my hot takes on other stuff. And let me know what else you think PHP might be missing. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.